Whoa. Time is going. Zoom. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. So, greetings with love. Welcome in. Today is Friday, and as we all know on this channel on Fridays is Community Day. Woohoo, Community Day! So this is a day where I invite you, the amazing community, to join us, and you can either do so via chat, voice channel in Discord. Just hop into Discord and still getting my bot connected. Hop into Discord, join any of the chat channels, and start virtual camera. And then type !waiting in chat, provided the bot did actually get connected. So here's Community Day. Bam. Okay. So there's the instructions. If you are not comfortable using your voice or having your voice come through on stream to a recorded video that will get posted to YouTube for all eternity, Dukasoft is going to join us in the chat room. Then please feel free to just use regular chat and bring up the whatever topics you want to talk about, preferably topics that are relevant to our stream's content. Look at your voice changer software. So Big Amy was talking about his camera setup, and I was like, I've been wanting to put my camera in between my two monitors, but the gap is too small, and then it was catching the edge of the monitor, so it wasn't showing. It had vignette effect essentially, but I just went ahead and tried to see if I could separate my monitors anymore to make the gap a little bit bigger, and that way I can have this monitor at the height that I prefer it and not hurt my neck anymore. And this monitor just stayed still. I just moved them a little further apart, and the camera is in fact right there, and there is an exception. Oh no. Oye. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My bot has an exception, which probably means that a feature that my bot uses is no longer a thing, a service. Let's find out. It's still letting me connect to PubSub. And I saw chats coming through on the bot. And we saw the !waiting command work. We're introducing you. Please say hello and tell us a little bit about yourself. So this is Automated Realms, which is an LLM running on a different computer. Automated Realms is saying, hello everyone, I'm Automated Realms. So we definitely have chat access, a friendly AI designed to make your chat experience more enjoyable. I'm here to help with any questions or concerns you may have, and I'm always up for a good conversation. Looking forward to getting to know you all better. Okay, so we definitely have Iris, or whatever this is, whatever I'm using for the chat client. I'm using TwitchLib, so whatever they're using under the hood for the chat client, as well as, let's see if redemptions work. Archery bot, refresh. We'll just go straight to the desktop, turn this scrolling marquee over to the other people chat, and archery. Yeah, so everything is working. What? How? That's not even right. What? Oh my gosh. Forget you. I got robbed. So you can either use exclamation point shoot, exclamation point shoot, or exclamation point pew. Shoot them. The first number is the angle that you want to shoot at. The second number is the magnitude, so between 0 and 100. Or 1 and 100, I guess. Because you have to put some force behind it. And I guess you just noticed that actually it's to scale. I'll tell you that much. So if you put 100, you'll be shooting at whatever the average flight speed of an arrow shot from an Olympic archer's bow is. The target is scaled to be in the X direction, anywhere between 0 and 70 meters. So if you take that into consideration, the average archer's arrow speed is something like 107 meters per second. Let's take a look. And you get 3 shots, by the way. And there you go. Now you know how far away you are. You are 50.825 meters away from the target. And you are shooting... Oh, turn this off. Oh wait, no, you stay on. Because you need to let them know. 106.68 meters per second. Oh no, it's fine. As long as it still shows your time countdown, but it went way off the screen. But since it's showing your time remaining, that means it most likely did land. It just shot way out there. Okay, let me close the debug. But if you want to do the math, you're 50.825 meters away from the target. Oh, I don't have the target height on there? Huh. I could have sworn that I displayed the debug for how high up the target is. Oh well. Assume the target is pretty much at your height, which is somewhere between 0.6 and 1.2 meters. Or 1.5 and 1. Huh? Whatever, I don't know. Anyway, it takes some getting used to, but I'm sure you'll get it. Okay, you also do get bonus points if you shoot at a high angle, or if the longer the arrow stays in the air, the more bonus points you get. I finally implemented that. It works. It does what it's supposed to. This is called a bit gamey shot right here, which is pew at 40-20. No, I think it was the other way around. Oh, that was close. Let's try 45-22. Oh man. Oh my gosh. 21.8 maybe. Yes. The audio animation is a little off, but yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I really do need some kind of indicator for what score the last person that shot got. Maybe I'll put that over here somewhere. Because you don't always get told like your round 1 score, round 2 score, round 3 score, highest score, bonus points kind of thing. So it'd be nice to know that. But that'll be in the future. For now, as mentioned, it's Community Day. So if you do have any topics that you would like to discuss, please feel free to bring it up. what I am planning on doing as far as the side project, which is what we also work on Fridays during Community Day, is changing over all of my Armit's specific. Ooh, are you really referencing the Blazor component library? Oh gosh, not the Armit's Blazor component library. Anyway, I want to rename all of the projects so that they match what we have in our open source projects, so that from now on I could just copy and paste. So I figured, why not do that today? It should be really easy to do while the project is open. So here is our base namespace, which is data import utility instead of Armit's file import utility. So I'm going to change that. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and change all. Armit's file import utility to data import utility everywhere. Allegedly. I don't get this. Oh, that's current project, current solution, entire solution. You made at least one change, right? Okay, thank goodness. We'll reload the projects after we're done renaming them. Maybe now, just so that we make sure that any reference projects. Okay, pasta. And pasta. And pasta. Pasta. All right. Save all, reload projects, and I don't know what this is. Where are you there? Go away. We don't want backup temp. Okay, so that should take care of renaming the projects. The next thing that I want to do is the next thing that I want to do is make sure that the project references are up to date. Data import utility, data import utility. Okay, Armit's file source gen. All right, so this folder here is still going to be that. So let's go ahead and change it here now. It's going to break a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. This doesn't have any other project references. The sample app does. Okay. Oops, no, you're fine for now. We'll rename these two as well. But it is this. Cool. Okay. Saving all those, I need to open the folder because we also need to update the folder names on disk, as well as updating the solution so that we don't lose the project references in the solution. So closing that, renaming all of these. All of these. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, renaming the solution. Hello, Tyndall. I heard a rumor that you're gonna go see a friend. A friendo. A bandito. Oh, you're already there? Awesome. And you get to join community day? Awesome. So if you didn't hear, what I'm doing currently is I'm renaming all of the solution stuff that I have for the local Armits file import utility project. Yep, exactly, Core. Thank you for doing the shout out for Thindle Dukasoft. So Thindle, if you didn't know, is an amazing, I'm sure you know, but is an amazing .NET developer. You can catch him on Tuesdays. He's also been adding a couple of streams every now and then during the week. He's working on his client work, which is so awesome to see. I love seeing real world work. He's also a great whiteboard artist. Right, so I don't care about the source folder name. Yes, I do, because that's going to matter when I'm referencing the sample app. What is it called in the open source project? So I'm updating the project names in my Armits specific implementation of the data import utility library, so that when we're ready to move all of the new code that I've been working on over to the open source project, it'll be easy to just copy it over. As opposed to needing to copy it, rename space, blah, 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 blah. The other thing I need to do is convert it over to .NET Standard 2.0, so that it'll match the target framework in the open source project as well. Thindle is saying, I've got some work to do, so I'm actually writing some code. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? I want to do 2 times, 1 client, 1 mine. Oh, 2 projects, gotcha. Or 2 streams, 2 streams. 1 client stream and 1 Thindle. Would that one be the e-commerce stream? Cool. I remembered the migration, which is one of my absolute favorite things to do as a job. What is your folder? What is your parent folder? Data import utility. I'm with TBD on the folder naming thing. There are just so many repeated naming, and it's like, do we really need to repeat the naming like that all the time? And like, I do it because when you create the projects, it automatically uses the folder structure for the default namespace. I could just update the default namespace every time so that it actually does follow the same pattern that I want for the namespace at least. But for the folder system, it's like, I don't want to see cd data import utility, and then do the .NET run. You know what I'm getting at. Anyway, remember when Thindle did migrations? Thindle members? Like entity framework migrations? No, I know what you're talking about. I kid. Okay, so I am renaming the folder to data import utility as well, which means 2 solutions that need to be updated. So sample app doesn't have its own solution at the moment. I need to give it its own solution, but that's good. That makes it easier. I'm removing the sample app from the core libraries solution and creating a new solution for the sample app only. I need to go into directory.build.props to make sure that got updated. But again, bring up any topics that you want that are hopefully relevant to the channel's content. And let's jam. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Hello, Fully Snubble. Relevant. I'm the wrong guy for that. I would prefer it if it stayed relevant to the channel content. It's a strong preference, but also not a full limitation. As I bite my tongue on that. I am gonna put this in the same namespace. This is gonna be fun because I didn't do it in the IDE. Not namespace, in the same folder. Folder names and stuff. So the solution is going to be there, which means that I need to update their CS projects manually. Oh. Who enjoys manually editing solution files? I know I do. Just like me. Masochist or just fun? You're named correctly. You're named correctly. You're named correctly. I couldn't find it. And you're named correctly. Sample app now has new folders, folder names called data import utility sample app, which means I need to update the CS project reference from sample app to sample app.client. No. Control H, tab pasta. Very good. Very, very good. All right. That looks good. And I don't think that the client project would have any issues in its CS proj. Where's the folder? Since the namespaces would have gotten updated when I was updating the actual projects themselves. Which one of you is the actual one? What is this backup temp? I didn't tell you to use a backup temp. Oh, yes, because I changed this folder outside. Right. Okay. Good. Good. I think we're good. All right. The other thing that I want to do to make sure that we clean everything up is delete bin or obj folders. That way we don't have anything even in memory or in cache stored on disk that is trying to point them to the wrong folder, because what has happened in the past is that Visual Studio had generated those files that it's pointing to, even though they don't exist anymore. Okay, go over here. What's this folder? Oh, the deleting. And close out of you. Didn't that make it look like my Notepad++ doesn't have a million new files open? Unsaved new file. Actually, it only has one. And I'm done with that file. That is impressive. Cool. I still have like a million tabs open, but they're all saved files. Did not expect that. Okay, let's try to open the solution, which we're going to have to... Yeah, we're going to have to open manually because sample app... Oh, because that's Visual Studio Community. The Armits file import utility is no longer going to be a thing, so I unpin it. I'm removing it from my quick access, and we're going to go manually open it. You're no longer the thing. Get off my screen. Wait, that one was fine. It was this one that I was trying to remove from the list. Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. That one was at least pinned. Has track. Armit's file import utility. So I'm still calling it Armit's file import utility on as the local Git repositories folder, because that doesn't matter. Nothing is referencing that except for when I open it here. So that'll just make it easier for me to distinguish, am I working on the open source one or am I working on the one that is still at the, or still specific to the RMA stuff. Because I won't be able to use the open source one until we get it published to NuGet. No, I missed something. Wait, really? The sample app was not found. I guess, oh gosh, what is the folder structure for the open source one to get to the sample app? Come over here so people can see. Stop being shy. I mean, you're allowed to be shy and all. Okay, so it is sample app for the open source one. So that's what this is. But then it's namespace, or I mean data import utility.sampleapp.sample client. So that's going to be a little bit different than what we have in the open source one, but I'm okay with that difference. I just don't understand why I couldn't find the project, but it doesn't matter. We were going to remove those projects anyway, because I want to create a separate solution for them. And you are missing a project reference, kind of seems like. So let's get our TypeScript build task installed, and then reload projects, see if it'll clear whatever the warning was, and do a rebuild. I tried to look away so that I wasn't just watching the pot boil. No! No warnings. Oh, because we haven't even really done this yet. But whatever, still, no warnings, dang it. But yay, it looked like it built successfully. You know, you're a great developer. If your new project dialog says web application, oh, you know you're a great developer if your new project dialog says web application 100 or console app 100. How many of them have we just spun up and ran with? What even does my local folder look like? I'm kind of scared to look in there. So in my repos folder, I have regular Git. What is Betacootie Enterprise? Oh, interesting. So I had a Team Foundation version control when they used to use Team Foundation on Azure DevOps, which used to be Visual Studio Team Services. So I had that. Java workspaces, that's not a real thing. There's no such thing as Java workspaces. My Unity stuff. But this local folder here. What's in here? Not bad. It's a lot fewer folders than I expected. A lot fewer projects. Hold me tender just to see. Hold. Get off from this net 8. I do that a lot. I'm like, let's find out how they implemented auth. Sample console app. Ooh, do I have subfolders for the different app types? I kind of remember doing that on that computer over there. But no. These are all of the possible apps that I have locally. Cool. Fun times. VSS, anyone, says Snubble? And Core says no, but stuck with SVN on one project. Boo. Okay, it did build. That's fine. I need to do this in a branch. What am I thinking? New branch, who dis? Let's create a task for this. Maybe. Oh, hey, it just went. Yay. I don't know why, but I keep getting signed out of Azure DevOps on that computer over there. It's really annoying. Speaking of getting signed out, I mean, this is only semi-adjacent related, but on Wednesday when I got that text right at the end of the stream that said there was a fraud alert, it was legitimate. Someone charged like 10 things, 10 different... 10. It was 10. I remember because I had to submit a dispute for every single one of the charges. But anyway, someone was able to charge 10 things to my debit card, my checking account debit card. I don't use that for anything at all. Like, the only thing that I think I have it connected to is Zelle through the bank. So I have no idea how anyone could have gotten that card number. It's very odd. But anyway, it's very distracting too. Yes, that is active, but we're going to add a new task for simplify project and solution name. Speaking of solution names, did I rename the solution itself? And that will live, oh, 555. Speaking of change, that will live in Azure DevOps forever for this project. Yay. Rename Raj solution. Cool, works for me. Bring all changes. Oh man, doing the doing the merge for this is going to be fun. Hopefully the Git UI, the Git extension, is going to realize that these are name changes when I stage it. I'm not quite done yet because I needed to verify that the solution name, I did update the solution name, that the solution name was updated. Source. Yeah, it was. Okay, so let's commit that. Updated proj solution and references. Commit. Now I am going to create a new solution. Does anyone know if there is a way for you to create an empty solution from Visual Studio? Like, I know you can do it with command line. Okay. Would you be interested in helping me do that? Do you have time to? I don't want you to go out of your way if you're busy. Hello, Jeepers! I mean, Jeeper. I say Jeepers a lot, so I apologize. I get carried away sometimes. And of course, if you don't feel like it, I could just look it up. Mention. I hope you've been having a great month so far. Today is Community Day, as a reminder. New projects, choose search. There's a blank solution. Awesome. Solution is what I was looking for. I should have just done that. But thank you. Thank you for telling me, even though it was plain as day. I don't have blank solution. I don't have blank solution. It still doesn't make sense though. I mean, that's just a regular. I searched for both. What? You see that, right? This is what I typed the first time. And then I typed just blank. And then I typed just solution and nothing showed up. It's recorded. You can go back and look. But it's definitely there. Okay, so I'm gonna do blank solution. We're gonna put it in repos, armits. Oh man, and then restoring the branch. I mean, pulling the new branch on that computer over there. So much work just to do something so small. Okay, I would like it to be the data import utility sample app. Is this going to create a folder? This is going to create a folder. I want just the solution file. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to do this via command line though, if I want just the solution file. VS Studio. Visual Studio. Add solution file to existing folder. Copy and paste it in, obviously. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's just go up one level. And this should just create a folder with the solution only. That's what it did. And then we can just take this solution file, move it here. Get rid of that folder. I always use permanent delete. Oh, hey, Radio Patrick, how's it going? Shout out to Radio Patrick, who sometimes is able to work on his radio station web app and many times does movie night. Who are you usually doing movie night with? I recognize the other streamer. I just can never remember. Hello, Netrunner. Okay, let's open this solution. I'm just gonna see if this works. I want to drag and drop it over this. The reason that I'm doing it this way, nope, didn't work. The reason that I'm doing it this way is because I have two versions of Visual Studio. I have Visual Studio Professional and Visual Studio Community, and I want to open this in Visual Studio Professional. I do movie night every Thursday night with Beer Somniac. I said beer. I really did mean to say bear, but for whatever reason, beer is what came out of the tap. I don't even drink beer. I don't even drink alcohol. How did beer come out of the tap? Makes no sense. Okay, hockey ducky. So here is our empty solution for the sample app. And what I'm gonna do is add a new solution folder called sample app, which is kind of dumb because this is a solution for the sample app, but I'm also gonna directly reference the external library. What is the library called? Data import library. I don't know how you got nested under there. I'm going to add those projects first, hopefully in the right order. We're going to start with the source generator, which has no dependencies. Do you mind if I complain about JavaScript for 2 minutes? I do not at all. And if you want to do it via voice, the voice channel is open and available. Community day. I have discovered reasons like 1,000,005 that it's awful and makes no sense, and need to share it with others in the know. We also have the rant channel, which is a place that you can, well, first of all, you have to opt into that. Oh, if I wasn't at work, right. I forget that. For me, this is preaching to the choir, says President Not Sure. I did greet you. Yeah, I did. I was like, I didn't miss a message from you earlier, did I, President? But no, we're good. I didn't ignore you. All languages I use in prod sucks. So recently, I learned how to use Vite for a JavaScript, a vanilla TypeScript web application, just to try it out. I don't even go around trying new technologies, but if I'm gonna say I really don't like working in a certain technology, I would like to have experience working in that technology. So I wanted to do some JavaScript development, all client side, and I was like, what to use? What's the most lightweight that lets me do TypeScript, at least? So I didn't want to use React. I didn't want to use Vue. I didn't want to use that other one, Angular. So I just wanted to use plain old Jane TypeScript. And there's actually distinction in how, oh, wait, I missed it. So we all know JavaScript is butts. I mean, it's your opinion, but yes, sure. But I was looking at best practices for defining functions because there's so many ways to do it. And there's actually distinctions in how functions are handled if it uses the function keyword, is a lambda, or is stored to a constant. Yes. Which is absolutely ridiculous. You're absolutely right. I know what you're talking about. I have run into that, especially using the this keyword inside of the function versus inside of a lambda. I feel your pain. I feel it. This would be the next one, the actual library itself. Then I'm going to have the component library. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to call this core library. And tests. To be fair, I think C# has too many ways to do things. For example, the number of variants there are to declare properties. Definitely true. Implicit fields, explicit fields, partial properties, required, get, init, set, and so on. Yeah, I agree. It would be very, very difficult if I was starting out new to ASP. But because I have been growing with the framework and learning the new things as they come up, it's not as daunting, but starting from scratch, absolutely. And Radio Patrick says, oh yeah, C# is getting way too Pythonic. Is that a thing? I'm not a fan, especially with all the stuff they've been doing with constructors lately. Oh my gosh, yeah. President Not Sure says to Snubble, are you forced to use all those different ways? It is a point though. Learn a way that you like and use it. Stick with hub string or, auto properties where you can. Or if you want, go the Java way. Do private field with a method for set field name and get field name. You don't have to, but at the same time, if you're learning C#, the tutorials are going to be inconsistent because someone will do it one way in one tutorial. Someone will do it another way in another tutorial. And it'll be difficult to learn. So still, plenty of valid arguments on both sides of that. Snubble says, no, but in the same way you are forced to use different ways to declare functions in JavaScript, also there are other team members that love trying things out. That is true. So if you're working on a team as well, everyone has their flavor. Everyone has their way of doing things that they like. Core says, I don't like primary constructors. I'm trying them out, but they still aren't quite landing with me. I agree with you. Ubisoft says, still better than PHP. I don't know. Bless you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your bits. And Magnivio, oh my gosh, I can't read, is responding to Radio Patrick saying the thing about C# getting way too Pythonic. Magnivio says, sometimes, occasionally. Where was I? Radio Patrick says, Python has a design concept for its syntax, which keeps it readable and looking like Python code. And the adjective to describe something conforming to that is Pythonic. We'll take it. We'll take it. Right. Get our test project in here. And finally, starting with the client project, let's add in our web sample app. Hello, Canny. Canny Dove is in the house with your tiger-ish weasel, cat, dog, everything. You never ever correct me when I say your appearance. Tigerish weasel, what? Oh man. Happy Friday Day to you, though. It is Community Day. So feel free to bring up any technology-related topics that you would like to discuss. What I'm currently doing, for those of you that just recently came in, is renaming the application. What? Renaming the application. What did I just do? Let's remove you first. Remove you. Renaming the application, the projects in this solution, because I have already created the open source version of this, and I want the name that I am actively developing on within my work product to match the name. It is named incorrectly. The CS proj file, I forgot to update those. I'll do that next. So that it's easier to just copy over the code that I worked on during my workday over to the open source version of this. And I can't just use the open source version only, because I need to get it onto NuGet first, and then I will be able to reference it and such. Pasta. Pasta. Okay, and you are going to get set as the startup project. Okay. So all that I did here was to match again what I have in GitHub in the public repo, which it's called data upload. Was it data? I don't remember what it was, Dickasoft. Anyway, side project. Data import utility. It's got to be DIU. Because we should be able to remember this. It's like getting a DUI, except you're not getting in trouble. Wait, no. He said, actually, first Radio Patrick said, anyway, rant over because I need to get back to doing stuff. If I ever say JavaScript is in a dumpster on fire, send help. I didn't get to the point of me trying out the vanilla TypeScript Vite. It's super fast. Super duper fast. To start up, to make changes, hot reload works instantly. It was a really good experience. Don't burn me at the stake. Kenny says, that's so far away from truth. Well, you never correct me. You never correct me. So I'm just going to call you Demon Fox Spirit from now on. Tugasoft is still exploring your, or discovering things from your emojis. Nice. Okay, so now, Annie says, I'm happy that I'm off work. I don't want to think about technology the next 40 minutes, but when you ask like that, what is your opinion about stateless and stateful versus the overhead that big JOT tokens bring? That's a tough one. I'd have to think hard about it, because my JOT tokens, which is kind of redundant, my JOTs are pretty sizable because I am sending all of the role information for a given user when they sign into an application. I'm not just stripping out the roles that are specific to the application that they're using. I don't know if you were, if you knew about this part, but there are like 10, I think is what we counted, 9 or 10 web applications, maybe 7, somewhere between 7 and 10 web applications. All of them have their own set of roles, but they're all in the same identity store. And so you have one username and password for all of the applications, but different roles based on the application. So I will continue when Kenny gets back. Snubble says, I don't use JavaScript in production. I kind of like hacking with it. Cool. So we're going with Panda then. Or no, Panda is someone else on your stream. Oh, so helpful. Wolf. Everything is good. Our folder system is good. Our project names are good. Our solution is set up. And we should be good to go. So let us pray that this builds. And after it builds, let us pray that it runs. You're the most recent browser. I'm gonna make this bigger. So, have food. You have food. Oh wait, do. I probably won't be eating until for like another 4 hours. No, plus cooking time, but I might get a snack. No, overridden components does not exist in namespace. Copy. Control Shift H. Rename everywhere. And rename. Okay. Save. Build. Was that only in the project? That should have been the entire solution. All right, the problem on our side was that a couple of admin accounts had 1 megabyte of permissions, and send 1 megabyte on tokens for every request was suboptimal. Yeah, every request too. It's like, so yes, that is a thing. I don't know how it differs when you use the back-end for front-end approach, if there is even a difference. Okay, it built even though we're still getting some syntax issues in the editor, especially because these admins were the users that use the app the most. Oh geez. And the app ran. Oh my god, the app ran. So as far as that goes, that's kind of a negative for stateless if you're using Jot. However, how does that compare to the resources that get used if you're storing everything on the server? Is what we would compare it to. And I don't know the answer to that, but if you do have an answer, that'd be cool. It'd be like so cool. And then also, you know, the whole complexity of maintaining it if you have a distributed application. All right. All right. Would you look at that? It ran and it's working and good things are happening. EA. How do I type end of? Oh man, I don't know the syntax for matching through the end. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I tested it, it works. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Just $sign. Excuse me. Try that again. Do you just go around knowing regex off the top of your head? Or, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't eat me. Not very tasty, you know. 280 dot star question mark $sign. Yeah. Yeah, I think up caret is starting from the beginning, but it's also confusing because up caret is also not when you're doing it in a group. Yes, I know, regex. I sit down and learn it because that stuff is freaking useful. Yeah, so is regex 101. I don't need to keep it in my head. I just go here. But you're right though. It is nice to just have it off the top of your head. I just don't use the $sign very often. I don't use all the way to the end, I guess. Okay. Dang it. Let's go back because I don't think it changed my renames to renames. I think it stayed add and delete. So keep changes. Then I am going to store specifically everything in this folder. And hopefully it will change all of my deletes from, is it this folder? From this folder to renames. There we go. That's what I wanted. Ugh. Although it didn't do it for tests. Yeah, there's still some files that it didn't treat as renames. But that's fine. It'll be fine, right? Everything will be fine. Renamed. Match. Reggae's X. Never knew her. And he says, sometimes it's faster to search and replace regex when you know it from head, because the lookup may be slower than manual replace stuff. True. Very true. Yes. Yeah, so if you do dot replace instead of using regex replace. I agree. Stage all the rest of the changes as renamed sample app projects. All right, and now that I did the rollback, or not rollback, but reset, I still want to make sure that it runs and does the thing, you know. Pick a file. I think it broke. Yeah, it's doing this thing, which is just I need to stop and restart the app. That's nothing special. So he hopes. You never know regex. You never knew regex, but did you know they do carpets too? Oh dear. Oh dear. You should have photoshopped it. Put me in there. Or at least cross it out. Okay, so yes, we're still good to go. everything is doing what it should do. Let's find all 280190523-1s and replace them with tacos. Okay, so we get tacos, but only for that one value. All right. All right. Map fields, preview. What's happening? You keep saying that. You keep saying that. I got more messages from my bank, but it's because it's saying that my checking account balance is low, but it's not. It's not low. They just need to resolve my disputed charges that I didn't charge to my card myself. Okay, that's done. We're in a branch. I am committing and gonna do the PR. It is done. Do the pull request. I need to bump the version number. So this is a super massive major change. So we need to make sure we bump it all the way up to like 1 million. Existing item, please. I'm gonna add all the things. We're gonna have the build directory.build.props. We're gonna have the ignoring readme. Oh, duh. We're not going to have a pipeline. I was thinking we're going to find the workflow and add it as well, and the cake script, but I'm using Azure DevOps for this version of the app. But anyway, I needed to bump the version number. 300. And not only that, I need to make sure that the NuGet packages are named correctly. They are. Ooh, that's going to be an issue though. I will still have to remember to make one change when I'm copying the files over, but most of the time I'm not copying the CS proj over anyway. So I think it'll be fine. I think. Right, and then we were gonna change it to .NET Standard as well. That'll be a different branch. But we'll go ahead and bump the version. Save. Man, I missed the jokes from earlier when I was still working on the bot. So let me get those first two jokes first, which is, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Dukabot, Dukabot. I'm so blind. I missed the first two jokes. No, not you. You. Dukabot. Wait, is it called Dukasoftbot? I always call it Dukabot, so it's hard for me to remember. Here it is. Okay. So we get 2 jokes for the price of none. Actually, we get 4. At the very beginning of the stream, Dukasoft did his dad joke command, and his bot went first this time. So Best Bot said, how many bones are in the human head? Yeah, how many bones are in the human hand? A handful of them. I mean, it doesn't help that I delivered that poorly, but it just wasn't a good joke. Do I enjoy making courthouse puns? Guilty, says other bot. Also terrible. Next. We also had a fun fact from Dukasoft that I missed. Fun fact, Neil Armstrong was the first person to land on the moon. Neil Armstrong backwards is Gnord's Mr. Alien. Close. Close. Regex X. The new regex source generator and explanations are great. I do love it. I couldn't use it with my .NET Standard 2 project. I was sad because I am using it here. Generate regex. Yeah, generated regex. I am using it here, but I had to not use it. Oh man, maybe I don't want to convert this over to .NET Standard because there are two things that I really like using. The generated regex attribute that does the regex generation for you, or not really the regex generation, it tells you what it's doing. And the member not null attributes. And I can't use I haven't figured out how to use them in a .NET Standard project. But once I figure that out, then I'll go ahead and try it and stuff. Okay, so we are at the 2 new dad jokes. Otherbot went first this time. What is the best way to carve? Whittle by whittle, you're repeating yourself, Otherbot. Jigsoftbot says, today, my son asked, can I have a bookmark? And I burst into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know my name is Brian. You're repeating yourself, Dukabot. A head full of bones, exactly. I'm the best at reading, for one, and reciting jokes, for two. Oh my gosh, more jokes. The invention of the wheel was what got things rolling. It's still processing. The wheels are turning. Dukabot says, why do seagulls fly over the ocean? Because if they flew over the bay, we'd call them bagel. Yes, yes, that one is amazing. Oh my gosh, Canny. How do you get these? That was amazing. Anyway, good one, Dukasoft. Good ones. We're done with that. And because Visual Studio, I'm gonna close out of it. Create the pull request, renamed project and solution to match SS efforts. 555. That's right. Create. So whoever that was for, just know that not all change is bad. Remind yourself, not all change is bad. I reviewed it, by the way. You saw me review it. All right, that's going to kick off the pipeline. We're going to get a new build that's going to fail. Let's fix the build and release pipelines real quick. Because these will be looking for a project name of Armid's file import utility, and they need to be data import utility. All right, let's try that again. And for the releases, maybe we can get it done in time. Maybe I'm faster than your release. Tasks, variables. Paste you there. Save. I didn't put a comment. Am I going to hell? How can it be? Okay, please be successful. Pretty please be successful. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to pull main. From this folder. So I'm going to do it in PowerShell, in terminal. Because of all of the folder renames and stuff, I don't want Visual Studio open while that's happening. So we're going to git checkout main, git pull. And there we go. Now I'm going to open the solution in Visual Studio and see how we do. Neither of you. Move, move, move. Oh, I thought that was the build. Just spam. Go away. Go away. There we are. It opened just fine. Looks like all of the projects are there. I don't see any yellow exclamation points. And a clean and build. And then we'll run it. Then we'll take a look at whether or not we can find a way to get those attributes to work in .NET Standard. Because if I can do that, then I will definitely convert this project over to .NET Standard 2.0. And I want to use 2.0 because source generators. However, since they recently did the updates to source generators, can we use .NET Standard 2.1 with source generators? That looks like it's failing. Why are you failing? Because the JavaScript file. That's fine. I really don't understand why the build task for the transpiling the TypeScript to JavaScript is causing so many issues. And it really is only when I do a clean and rebuild. It's happened on all of the projects that I use TypeScript in, which means that there's something that I'm doing wrong to configure it. Okay, can we use source generators with .NET Standard 2.1 currently? So this is old. It can be used under the following conditions. The generator will work during builds with .NET tooling, but will not work for builds with .NET Framework tooling. Fine, I don't care. Generators will not work for IDE scenarios, which includes builds within Visual Studio. So I do care. I do very much care. But again, this was in 2020. So let's see if there's anything newer. It was closed. No, are you still open? It's closed. So it was closed a while ago. Closed in April of, or probably before that. Where was it closed? It got mentioned. Load more. Closed. There. Okay. Closed is completed on August 25th with all of this extra stuff after, but what is the closed? Your source generator outputs code that is compiled and consumed projects after consuming products. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you for telling us how source generators work. Yeah, so someone is pretty much trying to hijack this thread and be like, can you tell me how to use source generators? I mean, I guess they are specifically trying to indicate that they're trying to use this other package. They're trying to reference this other package in their source generator that was a .NET Core 3.1 project. But David Wagner, did go out there for a way to help describe it. That's cool of them. Yes, true. Sorry, I'm a little quiet. I'm reading. This is me reading information about source generators and .NET Standard 2.1. And if any of you do have any contributions to this topic, or even any topics that you want to discuss, then please feel free to bring them up. Preferably topics that are relevant to this channel's content. All right, and we have our NuGet package. Yay! Right, the next thing that I really would prefer to do is to update my NuGet package reference in the product that uses the library. So let's close you. Let's open you. This should be on main and it should be up to date, but I'm gonna do a pull just in case. No, this is probably on what we were working on last, which was the deletable user templates, which is done. Done, done, done. Tell to me. Tell to me. This was the thing we were reading, right? Okay, as soon as Mesotaki tacos. Source generator could produce. Should not need to use standard net 2.0 to produce code that only run 2.1. Source generator was depending on the library. I have broken that dependency for now by pulling in on the source. Compiler supports execution on .NET Framework, even from the command line. Is this behavior will change in Visual Studio 2022? I'm talking about support for .NET Standard 2.1. Source generator requirement to target .NET Standard 2.0 has no impact on the ability of a source generator to produce code for .NET 5 and .NET 6. So why was I trying to target? This is this is what I just completely realized. Why am I thinking I need to target .NET Standard 2.0 in my core library itself? I kind of remember a comment that .NET Standard 2.1 has a lot of issues by itself, and .NET Standard 2.0 would have the widest compatibility. And those were both plenty good arguments for me to want to use .NET Standard 2.0. Yeah, I kind of remember that being the reason that I went with just stick with .NET Standard 2.0. Copy, yep, and paste either. Copy, yep, and paste either. And who else? Aha, copy you. Paste either. Oh, just starting up some new channels to lurk on since all of the other people I was currently lurking on have ended their streams. Except for Sorcery Story, she's still going strong. Shout out to Sorcery Story. She is a game dev working in Godot, making this kawaii little retro-ish style game in the tactics style, like Final Fantasy Tactics or Burning. You know the ones. So she is having fun doing that. Enjoying her time, I hope. Okay. I need to create I need to create a branch for updating NuGet package. Data import. Oh my goodness. Util NuGet. And I need to update the namespaces as well. So in this application, there will be a armits file import utility namespace that I am currently referencing. But when I update the NuGet package, that namespace should no longer exist. Please tell me that I pushed manage NuGet packages. Thank you. I saw myself do it. I knew I did it. But then again, I've seen myself do a lot of things and not actually have had done them. Okay. Why aren't you showing that there is an update? Because the name of the library is also changing. So it will not be an update to the library. I need to remove the original NuGet reference and reference the new data import utility. Aha. So getting rid of Jew. Uninstall. And do the thing. Do the thing. Chop, chop. Wow, that took a long time. Jeepers. That's not going to be good. Hopefully you do not get distracted by me, Jeeper. Like I said, it's a phrase that I like to use a lot in place of curse words. Not everyone appreciates curse words, so I try not to use foul language on the stream. I don't have a problem with it myself, but I know that some people do, and I just prefer not to annoy those people that do, but do actually want to stick around. Okay. So we are looking for the data import utility. Oh, geez. Because I'm in the waiting room. Okay, I'm gonna pull you into the mainstream room so that your name appears in the top corner. Sorry about that. Oh man.
So,
Hi.
how's it going?
It's going fun. It's going well. When I was in the waiting room. Thank you, Dukes. Epic fail.
I
How are
dropped
you
in and
doing?
I could hear you immediately, and I'm like, I'm not going to speak. I'm just going to mute myself just in case, and then
That's
let you
kind
know
of
I'm in the
you.
room.
That was very, very thoughtful. Thank you for doing that.
Joy.
So I didn't
Just figured
actually
I'd come and
read your
join.
message on what happened this morning.
I got a call yesterday after stream from the doctors, and they wanted me to go in there. So
Oh, geez.
I figured I would
Oh,
drop into the chat now, and then after this, I go back to the doctors. So,
actually, can I undo that hug? I don't hug people. You get a big heart, no hugs.
there you go. Thank you. Yeah, it's just old age and dry rot stuff, right? So.
Oh, that's a terrible way of saying that.
So,
I'm gonna do this a little differently.
I've got 3 ongoing issues with doctors, so it's kind of.
Oh wow!
Right,
So it's more than just the torn meniscus.
Yeah. I have sleep issues. I have meniscus issues, and I have blood pressure issues. So, all conspiring against me, because all 2 of those things can cause the other one to be elevated, which means that they wanted to review me before I have an operation. So, yeah. So, yes. Trifecta.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I
want to give you only encouraging words, but I don't want to impose certain things.
Yeah. All I can say is, if you have issues sleeping, if you get up a lot in the night and you find yourself waking up very tired, go see a doctor. It's very much worth getting it checked out. Yeah. I would not advise it.
Yeah. Don't put it off. That's what he's trying to say.
Yes. Yeah, it did mean that I couldn't stream developers.stream today, so I was upset about that.
I was too, but also not, because it was also kind of this morning was something. Oh my goodness, this morning.
More hectic day. Yeah. Joy.
Like, it hasn't calmed down since Wednesday's stream. Like, I'm gonna say this in a mostly just, I don't know. I'm gonna ignore all of the other things. So Wednesday at the end of the stream was that fraud alert on my phone. I found out it was legitimate, and I had to do all of this extra work, and it took up a lot of time. And then this morning, I'm still thinking about that, but I have a lot of stuff still to do with the actual applications that I work on. So, or I'm sorry, yesterday was that. I was just mostly thinking about it, and I started doing some research for, like, where am I using that card that was being used for these other purchases? Nowhere is where I'm using it. So I have no idea how they got my number, that card number. And so that's one thing. And then I still ended up finishing the tasks that I had for yesterday, and then got a message from the person doing the user import template, doing the stuff that they wanted to meet again to talk about how they accomplished this next thing. And I was like, okay, well, let me get that ready. And then they canceled, and it's like, goodness. Just no.
Yeah.
Just no. Yeah. So anyway, minor rant. Sorry about that.
It's kind of weird for me right this second, because I've spent so much time in my career being a developer, putting my head down and getting work done and knocking code out and solving problems. And right now my role involves being in essentially what should be about 38 hours of meetings next week, because I'm the only architect across 3 teams and they're all planning at the same time. And they have 8 meetings scheduled each.
Oh my goodness.
For which I'm meant to attend to keep track of what they're doing and understand the architectural implications, and have somehow managed to have insights and thoughts and input that, while also trying to fix some major issues with other processes. And I just want to go back to being a developer. This is not all it's rated,
feeling.
You know, because I can't affect major change, so I can't improve the way these teams work. All I can do is kind of suggest things that are going to seem really, you know, fanciful to them that they can't achieve. So I can't really inject much value to them, and it's making me feel very underutilized. Not really underutilized. I'm overworked.
You're wrong. You're
not able to
having
achieve
the wrong skills being used.
Yeah. So I'm right now taking a few minutes after having so it's not helping the blood pressure, it's not helping the sleep, it's not helping any of those other things. So it's like it's not even a trifecta, it's like a
quintafector. Quintafector, as Irish John would probably say.
Yeah, about right. Of things that I just want to sit down and code Liquid Sky for the most part. Like I'm enjoying developers the stream, I'm enjoying the challenges, but Liquid Sky is something that I really, really think I care a lot about.
Thank you, Duka.
And yes, thank you, Duka.
I think I need to start using my regular. No, I'm sorry. I was about to say I need to start using my regular headphones for these calls because there's audio lag. I can see your voice make the meter go up about 200 to 400 milliseconds before I hear your voice come through, and that kind of makes it difficult to time when there is actually a pause.
I'm on Bluetooth headphones as well, which I have noticed has an awful amount of lag at times. So I may be also guilty of creating problems there.
I wouldn't say it's guilty, it's just a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, yesterday I had a meeting with my boss, and he had hung up, and I was still hearing his voice. Like the things he said as he was finishing the call. I'm like, oh dear. I hope he didn't want acknowledgement on that.
That sounds like well, that's happened before on stand-ups where someone thinks they hung up or muted themselves and they're being extra. But at a church I used to go to, the pastor left his mic on when he went to the bathroom. Thankfully, he was actually a genuine, he was a good person, genuinely, not secretly cursing under his breath at everyone or anything. But it was still odd because, he was doing things like praying and being thankful for being able to go to the bathroom, but everyone heard him doing that. I would, could be funny.
Yes, I would.
Could be mortifying.
I would leave the country and go and find a remote island to live on if I left the microphone on.
Man, yes.
Yeah. Note to self: do not get a lapel microphone for streaming.
Yeah. I don't easily get embarrassed at stuff, but that would be one of those situations where I would be like, okay, I'm gonna move to another country. Bye.
Yeah. Is that Mars mission up for signing up for? I'll go.
Oh man.
Imagine having to do a speech after doing that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
Okay, now you have to do your sermon.
Yeah, a sermon on self-control and
No.
owning your mistakes. It looks like some errors on the screen.
He's like, I'm human. No, he was
Yeah.
definitely like, I love the dude. He was very cool. Huh.
Did you see me get to use my data import utility earlier in the week?
I heard you talking about it, but that was yesterday, wasn't it?
So obviously, when you started this project about the ETL stuff, I was kind of doing some basics for Liquid Skies, because if you have a distributed system, one system owns the data, other systems have a copy of the data. If that falls out of whack, and it can do, because systems are systems, you need something, and it often gets overlooked as a necessity. So the ETL stuff is definitely something that I wanted to make sure was there. I just so happen to have created the parts that solved the problem I had. It wouldn't solve any other problem, but it solved this specific problem where I deleted the Mongo data in trying to identify what was going wrong with my changes stuff. But I deleted all the data, so then it was like, well, nothing's changed because this object doesn't exist, but it should exist. I think it should exist. So the ETL stuff worked first time and imported all the data, which was good.
Well, this is a bad thing, though. My NuGet package that is just called data import utility didn't get created.
Oof.
Thankfully, it doesn't seem like it's an issue with the code. It's just a pipeline issue. Oh, why don't you like pipeline issue? So whiny. Oh. But yes, what then is on the books for your weekend? Did I make you disappear?
Want to get the dependent planning item stuff working, so that's there. I think that I really want to tighten up some of those things and then start to, I know I said it the first time around, but I want to maybe spend some time coming up with some sort of like list of questions that I can ask people if they're gonna test Liquid Sky, because I think in the next couple of weeks I want to update the version that's running on that little box with all the latest changes, which gives a lot more functionality than was there in that initial release. And really trying to ask people, okay, don't sign up if you don't want to spend some time thinking about it. I'm happy for people to show other people, so I think I'm gonna make that clear. So I'm gonna try and come up with something there that kind of structures the feedback a little bit more. I also want to record a video on technical debt.
Hey.
I really need to get it done.
Oh, if you want to start talking about it now to brainstorm, I'd love to hear what your initial thoughts are.
I've got the entire script and presentation slides all built out.
Dang.
I just kind of recorded the video 3 times, but every time I hear myself talk, I delete the video. Apparently, I don't mind making other people listen to me, but I don't like listening to myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where it is kind of beneficial to be okay with your voice, because your voice is really cool. Just want you to know that.
Thank you.
So being able to at least hear yourself back and be able to stand, because I can't do it. I'm saying things that I can't even do myself. I can't listen to myself back and try to edit my own videos.
Yeah, it's actually a really so I've even got the intro to the video set up. I was working on cool slide-ins and all sorts. I got music in there. I got like effects coming in and all sorts. I was like, this is awesome. And then I put video of me in there, deleted it, and shut the project and walked away. But basically, the video concept is around technical debt as a as a tactical choice, or how do I term it? Actually, I should use the right words. So basically, making it as an investment, right? So not all technical debt is inherently bad, right? It's just understanding and controlling the technical debt you take on. That's the general concept of the video, and I will provide a little bit more insight if Miro will open for me.
I mean, it makes sense, but like I don't know that I could ever do that. Like,
so
there's plenty for me to do without me creating my own work, even though I do end up creating my own work in the bad kind of technical debt.
Well, it's like there's true technical debt when you choose you know there's a better way, but you choose the suboptimal solution because it's quicker, right? So you're still making that a choice, but it's a bad choice potentially. So you're borrowing time for later. If you can take that on, if you understand that cost and you know that you can allocate that time later, then so if you're doing an MVP, right, taking on that technical debt might not be a bad thing, but you've got to make sure you assign the time for it later. And then there's your natural evolution, right, where you build what you know in the best way you can, but you find a better way later. So it wasn't debt to begin with, but now it is, because you know there's a better way of doing something now that you didn't know then. So I kind of go into that, and I've got some clarifications to make there, but it's like, why is it an investment? Like choosing that path, right? Like and then okay, so how do you relay that to the business, right? And it's more, you know, don't give vague warnings about future problems. Don't throw out time estimates. Oh, it's going to take us like 3 months to refactor this, right? Don't throw a lot of technical jargon in, like, we need to fix this data access component. It's not solid and we can't abstract the behavior. It's going to take us 3 to 4 weeks if we have to change this out. We can't write unit tests or whatever, right? If you throw all that out, the business goes, what? I don't care. Get the job done, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more, okay, here's why it's going to cost you. Right? Relay it to the business as, this is why. Don't put it in the technical terms, put it in the terms that they understand, and making sure you put concrete implementation, concrete examples in there for them.
Real world stuff.
Yeah.
And then, practical, I think, is another word that you might be looking for.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of want to put together. I've got the, like I said, I've got the slides and stuff ready for it. I just need to record the video, and I need to put the, you know, why is that an investment? Like, because when I put it together, I kind of went through those things, and then when I watched the video back, I'm like, I didn't explain why it's an investment. I just kind of said,
it is.
The title was investment, and then I said, here's the types of debt. Oh, and here's how you solve, you know, like relaying that debt. But I didn't actually say why it's an investment. So, but being able to explain to the business what the cost is allows them to allocate the time later so that they can understand the investment, because it's not you as a developer that's doing the investment, right? It's the business is doing the investment. You're just but you can also, as a developer, pass on a cost that they don't understand. So that's the entire concept of the video. But
yeah, I like it.
I like sit down and record it.
It's gonna be awesome. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it now. I want to see you give it live on our stream. That would be awesome.
Live on a stream, a talk. So tonight I'm actually talking with it. Tonight I'm actually talking with Exocamil on the whole Angular thing. So I'm going to schedule a couple of streams with him. They might not be in my regular schedule. I don't know. I'll have to work with him because he's 2 hours behind me. So he's like you. He would have to get up at some strange time of the day to be able to attend.
Is it so bad? I mean, I get to bed by 9-ish. No idea what time I fall asleep, but I get to bed by 9. So
yeah,
I get enough sleep.
So, but either way, I'm going to talk with him tonight and maybe set some time aside I want to show him what I've got and kind of lay down, here's what I'm expecting to do and here's what I don't want to do, and kind of then come up with some one or more streams with him, and then get them on the schedule so that he can come on and talk me through the live refactoring of Angular and why I'm doing Angular badly, and how I might do it better. But that might mean in the coming weeks we see a massive refactoring of Liquid Sky's front end, but oh well. It is what it is. Technical debt, right?
By 9 p.m. you must wake up early. Yeah, I'm out of bed and at my computer by 4:30 a.m. like core. And I take an hour for exercise. But
yeah, I average 4 hours sleep a night. With the CPAP machine recently, I've been getting just over 5, but that's 5 hours sleep with extreme pain to start the day.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's yeah.
And it is likely that we don't need as much sleep as we do get, but it's still nice.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the quality of sleep is really what matters, and needing to sleep with the CPAP and wake up with tons of pain, no, that's not quality sleep.
Yeah. So the machine I have, it reports the stats back to the company, right? So last night I got 5 hours 20 sleep. I took the mask off 4 times, so that means I woke up probably 4 times last night. But I stopped breathing 3.3 times an hour in those 5 hours.
Oh my gosh. And for how long?
I think it tracks anything over a few seconds. Or I just didn't breathe at all.
That does not sound pleasant.
But without the CPAP, I'm stopping breathing about 55 times an hour. So almost once a minute I stop breathing. Yeah. So I'm starving my brain of oxygen for at least a couple of minutes every hour. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
That's fun.
No. I don't think you understand what the meaning of fun is. We might need to re-educate you. Fun is renaming a solution. Fun is modernizing an application. Not breathing while sleeping randomly, that's not fun.
Yeah.
At least in my book. It could be to you. I won't shame you. But yeah, I used to my college days. College was a not good time for me, but I used to work full time, and it was an 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. ish schedule with lots of weekend overtime stuff. And then I would sleep in my car for a couple hours and then go to class, do my homework, marching band, and then go to work. It was like maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night, a morning. That's how much sleep I used to get. and it was fine for a while, but can't recommend.
I've decided that if I get Liquid Sky off the ground, it becomes a product, we have a platform, and I start to become an employer. Basically, it'd be, what work are we going to do in the next 2 weeks? That's the work we're going to do in the next 2 weeks. Okay, we're all happy with that? Yeah, okay. There you go. Just get it done in the next 2 weeks. I don't care if you work 4 hours a day, 3 hours a day, or 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just get the work done. I don't care if you get it done in the first 5 days. That's the work we're taking. That's the work we're doing. That's 2 weeks off if you want. If you come back without I really want to try
Big
that
Gamey, I'm
model.
trying to hear TBD, dang it. He played the yeah, so you didn't hear it. It was very loud in my ears. I caught almost all of it, so I'm agreeing completely with what you're saying though. That's how I would want to um treat my workers, my employees if I had
Yeah.
any. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was TVD's favorite sound alert. He approves. He was making that sound anyway during that part so that everyone could hear it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh gosh. I hope I'm doing
I think
okay, thanks. I haven't been paying attention.
So did you get
Even though
everything
you
moved over to the cake file, by the way?
on the open source version of the project, yes.
Nice. I might check that out and have a look because I'd like to understand that a bit more. Because I think from the deployment perspective, there was a lot of stuff in there that I'd really like to.
The cleaner way to see it would be Canny's project. I forked it while trying to research what was going on. He found out what the issue was, which is cool, and he posted it. But I still have a fork of it, and keep trying to scroll down for it. It was the most recent thing I did. And not only was I able to create the cake script for it and get that to work locally, but I also created the workflow. And all I need to do in order for the workflow to build successfully is apply whatever fix he said he found. But this is a really good example of you create your cake script, do all of your build and stuff until your cake script works, and then you just tell your pipeline to run the cake script.
Yeah, because obviously with Liquid Sky we had to create a lot of individual scripts. So there's like an inheritance with Liquid Sky. So once it gets pushed to main, the other workflows will pick up and they'll build the NuGet packages, or to build the Docker containers or images rather for each of the projects that need to be built. And there's a lot of repetition there. And then that's I might experiment with the cake file for the NuGet packages that I have associated with.
Yeah, it was so much nicer to be able to just run the cake script locally on your dev machine, find out what part of the build is breaking or might cause errors, and then be able to just push it to GitHub, and then the workflow will just use it. First run pipeline workflow.
Yeah. Wow. Well, made Rams and Bit Gamey have a thing about
it. They're going at it. Someone say cake? Yeah, we did, Snubble. You've got us hooked on cake. We're addicted to cake now.
Wow. No pressure, no expectations, Bit Gamey. Wow.
Anyway, we are almost at time.
Yes.
Dang.
Yes.
Oh man, that sucks. I was getting a lot done. But stand up, I guess, then.
Stand up. So this week, we cleaned up a lot of the things in Liquid Sky, like the little niggly things, like the image upload and things like that were kind of broken from the last release. So that's good to get some of that stabilization in. We started moving towards being able to declare dependencies so that we can understand, oh, these planning items have to have these other planning items established before they can be worked on, which I think moves that platform even further forward. So more of that, and then Monday will be developers.stream, and no stream Tuesday next week, unfortunately. So that is me.
And mine is, I finished up the stuff we were working on Wednesday, which was being able to delete user templates. User templates, and then I got a whole bunch of, oh yeah, that was the other thing that happened on Thursday. I got emails from users that weren't able to access applications suddenly, and then we had some new users that I had to set up accounts for, and there's still one application that they don't have access to. Yay. So working through that, and obviously what we did on stream, renamed the solution to match the open source version, so I can just copy and paste code over when we're ready to update the open source version. And still have a lot. No, I have very little to do left on lab data import. The conditional rule is probably the biggest thing. So we'll be doing that on Monday. And I'll be going to TBD's stream on Monday to watch him do his amazing developers.stream project. I'm looking forward to. No pressure though, of course. Yeah. If you never get to,
I'm hoping
to finishing it, you don't get to it.
No, I think we can. I think we need to get to a point with developers.stream that it is someone can kind of pick up the, let's add the YouTube stuff in, let's add the, you know, the extra authorization stuff in, because I think once we've got the structure of I can register my streamer, that moves us on with that project and people can start contributing. I just don't want to release that and then, I don't want to just take on contributions because there's that much code in there that if I lose sight of it, then
it'll run away from you
to track the hours for. But yeah, I'm not trying to be code the way I code, but at least if I share enough, then people understand what the direction is. So that's the goal. But yeah,
they can at least pattern match.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Well, it was great having you on voice.
Yep.
Amazing times. Really enjoy having you when you're around. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Awesome. You as well.
Bye.
He says it the way I do too. It's like B-U-O-Y, the way that buoy is supposed to be pronounced. Boy. Anyway, so that is going to be our stream. I am going to allow this thing to publish the NuGet. We are going to go ahead and see it real quick as my very last thing that I'm going to do for today. I'm not going to stream Workday after this. I am going to finish up all of this stuff. I need to get in contact with some of the users. I pinned that on accident so that we can get them SQL accounts, because that is the issue. The other application that they need access to uses a SQL login. And we don't really have an easy way for them to set their password, their SQL password, to match the application password, and just a whole bunch of other not easy to manage things. So may your weekends be wonderful. Take care all. To the doctor I go, says TBD. Best wishes for you. Lots of healing, lots of recovery energy. Is offered. Not you don't have to take it. It's offered. Okay, there it is. So it did find the package this time. What happened was I had it named. The find and replace did not change the data import utilities package name, and now it's updated. Now it's in the project. I should be able to just build now. And once that builds, we're good. I will do the commit off stream, do the PR push. Data import utility still doesn't exist. Unable to find, oh yeah, because it's not there. Who's trying to use Armit's? Oi, you're on crazy. RMA Lab Data Import Service Blazor app is trying to find Armit's file import utility. That it doesn't have a reference to. What are you saying to me? What are you trying to... Okay, so anyway, I'm going to finish this up. I was hoping we'd be able to get it done, but it's pretty much telling me that there is no... I don't know if you can read this because it's all highlighted and stuff, but there is no Armits file import utility version 3.0.0, but there is. It's just being crazy. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. Telling you exactly what it needs. A restart. Exactly. I'm going to delete bin and obj. I'm already starting to wave and we haven't even come to this screen. I'm going to delete bin and obj and do a full rebuild, restart Visual Studio, and everything is going to work out. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming to Community Day. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I definitely did. Thank you. Special thanks to TVD for hopping in and sharing part of his time with us, his experience. Juan Van, I did read your message too, by the way. I didn't read it out loud because we were talking, but Juan Van did say that he goes to bed at 9, but he wakes up at 3, which is an hour and a half earlier than me. Very cool. Yeah, but thank you all for being here. Thank you. Thank you. You're amazing. I need to find a raid target. An easy raid target would be Canny. We raid him a lot, but I'm okay with that. Other people that we could raid if you're interested are Sorcery Story, Mayhibi, and Code Red Games, because they're the ones that I'm currently lurking on. So if you have a preference of those, then please let me know as I type in the raid target slowly with one hand. Code Rad. All right, so we're gonna watch head over to Code Red Games. And he has released his demo not too long ago for Roguelite. So definitely check it out on Steam, but we're gonna hang out with him. I'll be hanging out with him for the rest of the day today since I'll be working until 3:30. Okay, but that's it. Ciao. Raid started. Enjoy your weekends. I'll be back again on Monday. What else? Stream gets the VOD gets posted to YouTube after the stream. And that's it. That's all I can think of. Watch all the streamers all the time and enjoy. Bye. Oh, that was loud. Sorry. At least in my ears, it was loud.